Alright, Shalom. Before I get started, I'm gonna give all praise and glory to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua by Hashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at GMS who rule and teach well. And peace and safety to the Akim that's around the four corners of the world that's pushing out this truth, that's giving all diligence and putting their lives on the line to do so. This is the brother Karas is out here out the GMS Atlanta camp. And I'm just here with the lesson, just gonna entitle it Derby's Dose, which some brothers may be, familiar with, but, if you're not, then, Abaratazah, this lesson will, enlighten you, on the wickedness, that these so-called white men, have instilled in them, man, because this is sick and it's disgusting, and it's a reason why, we continue to, with the scriptures, call this devil out, man. You know. But, without further ado, I'm just gonna get straight into the article. This is Derby Dose from Wikipedia. And it says Derby Dose was a form of torture used in Jamaica to punish slaves who attempted to escape or committed other offenses like stealing food. So number one, our people were tortured, because they were hungry, or because they didn't want to be in slavery, and number that's off right there, man. You could have easily, fed us or fed your slaves, food so they would be able to have the energy, to do as you please. But now you starved them, and did wickedness, but it is worse than that, man. It says, according to Malcolm Gladwell in his 2008 book Outliers, the runaway would be beaten, and salt, pickle, lime juice, and bird pepper would be rubbed into his or her open wounds. So that's, a terrible punishment right there, but it continues to get worse, man. Because if you ever had like a minor cut, on your hand, and you use like hand sanitizer, or something, it burns, man. Because of the alcohol. And here it is, you have open wounds, which, if you ever seen a picture of a wound from a whip, it's huge, man. It's a huge open cut, So it says this is just straight torture and wicked, man. That's why, our enemies, which are you heathens, you so-called, you other nations other than the Israelites, you're gonna be punished, man. And it says another slave would defecate into the mouth of the miscreant, who would then be gagged for 4 to 5 hours. So another slave would use the bathroom or have or put feces in another slave's mouth, man. And gag for 4 to 5 hours. Which I speak as a man, but I perceive it to be even longer, man. Because I never take, Esau, for his words, man. Because scriptures tell us never trust thine enemy, man. So I always add numbers to whatever Esau says, man. It says, and that's sick, man. That's terrible, man. Who would only a devil would think of something to do like that, man. To have another slave, use the bathroom in another slave's mouth, and gag them for 4 to 5 hours, man. You know, you can only imagine the smell. You know, and you know, he probably threw up because of the taste. You know, so the throw up is mixed with the feces. You know, Esau is a sick and perverse nation, man. You know, it says this punishment was invented by Thomas Thistlewood, a slave owner, and named for the slave Derby, who was made to undergo this punishment when he was caught eating young sugarcane stalks in the field on the 25th May 1756. You know, so here it is, another slave, going through a harsh punishment all because he wanted to eat, man. You know, that's why you so-called white people are gonna get it worse, man, in the kingdom. You know, you're gonna, hey man, our people, and what the scriptures tell us in Zechariah, the first chapter, man. You took the affliction too far. Roughly paraphrasing, man. You did too much to the Lord's chosen seed, man. You did entirely too much, man. This sick devil Thomas Thistlewood, for even naming, this type of torture after a slave, that slave, his name was tarnished, man. Anytime his name was brought up, that's the first thing that you think about, man. It says, I'm gonna skip down a little bit. It says Thistlewood recorded this punishment as well as a further punishment of Derby in August of that same year in his diary. On the 18th November 2013, British television host Martin Bashir discredited a comparison made by, that was, pretty much the point. But this sick, Edomite, man, and of course, this is only the documents that we have, man. We know that it goes further, than what they tell us, man. It's so many things that's not, in the records that these Edomites have done to us, man. So, this is just a little, information, on how, our enemies treated us, man. That's why we supposed to Salaki. That's why we're supposed to continue to have and build up that hate towards our enemies, man. So this is Sirach 11:33. Take heed of a mischievous man, for he worketh wickedness. That's right, man. So we're supposed to be aware, of a mischievous man, which I'm going to get that word, mischievous. Which it says, of action or a thing causing or intended to cause harm or trouble. So that's the so-called white man. We're supposed to be he looks to cause trouble, man. All throughout the entire earth, the so-called white man causes trouble, man. He looks for it, man. He's like that little redhead devil, man. That no one likes, man. You just want to kick his ass. It says, Sirach 11:33. Take heed of a mischievous man, for he worketh wickedness, lest he bring upon thee a perpetual blot. So that means, basically like a continuous a disdain, man. A continual basically, tarnishing, man. You know, that's why we take heed from you devils, and we don't, we're not supposed to, mingle amongst you, man. Because we understand, according to Sirach, the 12th chapter, that you're looking to destroy us, man. Roughly paraphrasing, man. You're looking to stick a knife in our back, man. So I'm gonna get a couple of more scriptures, then I'm gonna close out. This is Isaiah 14, and I'll start at the top. It says, "For the Lord Yahweh will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land, and strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob." The strangers is speaking about, the Israelite foreigners being, brought back to their true, nationality, and being joined and amongst Israel again. Not thinking that they're, a so-called white man or so-called Chinese man, but understand that they're a part of our nationality, man. This is verse 2. "And the people shall take them and bring them to their places, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for the servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors." So this is us. This is Deuteronomy 30:7, man. Those curses being reversed, man. Of course, we're not going to do sick, wicked things such as, putting our feces, in their mouths, but it's going to be wickedness done in righteousness in the kingdom of heaven, man. And you're going to get it worse, man, because the Lord, is he's always, dealt with Israel, man. Verse 3, it says, "And it shall come to pass in the day that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua shall give thee rest from thy sorrow." So we're, so the Israelites, which are the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, we're going to get rest, from our sorrows, man, from our tortures, being, sick, being tortured, being in slavery, being oppressed. We're gonna get, to be empowered. We're gonna oppress our oppressors, man. That's a beautiful feeling, man. That's why we must continue to fight, in this faith, so we can be a part of that, man. It says, "And from thy fear, and from the hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve." So that we're gonna have sorrow, we're gonna have rest, from the hard bondage as well, man. Because as I read, just going back to the article, we're gonna have rest from being, tortured like that, man. For wanting something to eat, I wanted to escape, out of hardcore slavery, man. But hey, man, you Edomites, you're not gonna be able to escape, man. Because here it is, your name is still getting praised throughout the four corners of the earth, because you're the king of the earth right now. But the Lord, like the scriptures say, is gonna bring you down, man. So I'm gonna close off with this Obadiah. Well, you really can read the whole book of Obadiah. It clearly tells you, that the trouble that's coming to you so-called white people, man. It says, Obadiah verse 10, it says, "For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever." So that's, for the torture and the violence that you caused, on Jake, on Jake, man, you're gonna be cut off forever, man. You know, and it's rightfully so, man. You know, it's rightfully so, man. Because the wicked thoughts that that you came up with, raped the men, buck breaking. You raped our women in front of us. You took our kids. You gave us blankets with the measles. All these wicked things that you've done to our people. Shame is going to cover you, and you're going to be cut off, and you're going to be put in slavery, man. Matter of fact, I'm going to close off with that. Revelation 13:10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. And who led us into captivity, man? Exactly, man. We know the answer, man. It's plain and simple, man. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. That sword just represent, really a actual sword and a method of killing, man. Which you use, guns, the whips, these are all, hey, man, all this is gonna come back on you, man. Because Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah said so. It says, here's the patience and the faith of the saints. And we have faith that this is gonna happen, man. And it says, here's the patience, man, and we're willing to wait, until the Lord deemed or is ready to come visit the earth. We're willing to have to wait and have that patience for it to happen, man. The elect men. So with that, I just wanted to touch on the dirty dose, because we have to, it's important to know, the all the atrocities, that's been put on our people, to build up that hate, that we have for the so-called white man. But with that, I'm going to go ahead and close out by giving all praise and glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah Ba'Shem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostle and elders of GMS who rule and teach well. Till the next time, Shalom.